You know that moment when someone says, "Hey, you're doing great," and your brain instantly goes, "Are you though?" But when someone says, "This could have been better," your soul packs its bags, deletes your confidence, and replays that sentence at 3 a.m. for the next 10 years. Yeah, that moment. Let's talk about why encouragement often feels fake, but criticism hits like it was custom made to hurt you. And don't worry, we'll keep this real, simple, and slightly funny, because if we're going to expose our emotional weaknesses, we might as well laugh a little. Think about the last compliment you received. Maybe someone said, "Nice job on that project." What did you say? "Thanks." What did you think? They're just being polite. Now think about the last criticism you got. Maybe it was small, something like, "You missed a comma," or "This part could be clearer." Your brain immediately went, "Oh, so I'm bad at everything. Cool." Same brain, same day, totally different reactions. Why? Here's the uncomfortable truth. Your brain doesn't trust praise, but it believes criticism like it's a proven fact. Encouragement feels optional. Criticism feels like evidence. And that's not because you're broken. It's because your brain is doing what it thinks is its job. Let's rewind a bit. Thousands of years ago, your ancestors weren't worried about confidence or self-esteem. They were worried about not getting eaten. If someone in the tribe said, "You're doing great," that was nice. Didn't really affect survival. But if someone said, "Hey, that berry might be poisonous," your brain went, "Important. Remember this forever." So your brain evolved to treat negative feedback as life-saving information and positive feedback as pleasant background noise. Fast forward to today. There are no poisonous berries, but your brain still reacts to criticism like it's a survival threat. That's why one negative comment can ruin your whole day. One positive comment barely survives 5 minutes. Your brain is basically a drama queen with ancient software. Now let's talk about why encouragement feels fake. Most encouragement is vague. People say things like, "You'll be fine." "Don't worry." "You're amazing." Your brain hears that and goes, "Okay, but based on what?" Encouragement doesn't come with proof. It feels generic, like it could have been copy-pasted and sent to anyone. It's the emotional version of thoughts and prayers. Your brain wants specifics. If someone says, "You're talented," your brain asks, "At what? Compared to who?" If someone says, "You did great," your brain asks, "Which part? Be precise. Show your work." Encouragement feels fake not because it is fake, but because it's unspecific. Now compare that to criticism. Criticism is usually very specific. "You talk too fast." "This part was confusing." "That joke didn't land." Your brain loves specifics. It grabs onto them, frames them, hangs them on the wall. Criticism feels real because it sounds detailed. And detailed things feel true, even if they're wrong, even if they're exaggerated, even if they came from someone who doesn't even know what they're talking about. Your brain doesn't care. It heard detail. It decided it's important. End of discussion. Here's a simple real-life example. You post something online. Could be a video, a photo, a comment. You get 100 likes, 20 positive comments, one negative comment. Which one do you remember? Exactly. The negative one. Not because it's louder, not because it's smarter, but because your brain highlights it like, "This one could help us avoid danger." Danger of what? Rejection, embarrassment, not being accepted. Your brain is terrified of being kicked out of the social group, so it treats criticism like a warning siren. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Criticism hurts deeply, not because it's true, but because it often matches something you already fear. The comment doesn't create the wound. It presses on an existing bruise. If someone says, "You're bad at this," and you already secretly worry you're bad at this, boom, emotional damage. But if someone criticizes something you don't care about, it barely registers. Someone says, "I don't like your haircut." You shrug. Someone says, "You're not good enough." Your brain collapses into a chair. Same structure, different target. Criticism hurts when it confirms your inner doubts. Now let's flip the question. Why doesn't encouragement cancel out criticism? Why can 10 compliments lose to one negative comment? Because encouragement feels like outside noise and criticism feels like inside confirmation. Encouragement says, "I think you're doing well." Criticism says, "See, you were right to doubt yourself." Your brain trusts itself more than anyone else, even when it's wrong, especially when it's wrong. Let's add a little humor here. Your brain is like that friend who never believes good news. You say, "I think they like me." Brain says, "Let's not get ahead of ourselves." You say, "They complimented my work." Brain says, "They were being nice." You say, "One person criticized me." Brain says, "Ah, yes, the truth has arrived." Worst friend ever. So what do we do with this? Do we just accept that encouragement will always feel fake and criticism will always hurt? Not exactly. Here's the shift that changes everything. Stop treating encouragement as emotion and start treating it as data. Encouragement isn't meant to make you feel something instantly. It's meant to be collected, like receipts. 1 compliment, easy to dismiss. 5 compliments, coincidence. 20 compliments over time, that's a pattern. Your brain respects patterns. Criticism feels powerful because it often arrives alone and loud. Encouragement works quietly and accumulates. Another small but powerful trick. When you receive encouragement, don't ask, "Do I believe this?" Ask, "Would I say this to someone else?" If a friend did the same thing you did, would you encourage them? If yes, then the encouragement isn't fake. It's just unfamiliar when directed at you. And here's the final truth most people never realize. Criticism feels deep because you let it define you. Encouragement feels shallow because you let it pass through you. Same ears, same brain, different filters. The goal isn't to stop criticism from hurting. That's unrealistic. The goal is to stop treating every criticism like a verdict and every encouragement like background music. Both are information. Neither is your identity. So next time someone encourages you and it feels fake, pause. Don't argue with it. Don't overanalyze it. Just store it. And next time criticism hurts deeply, ask yourself one question. Is this teaching me something? Or is it just triggering something? That question alone can save you years of unnecessary self-doubt. Your brain isn't your enemy. It's just outdated software. And now that you understand how it works, you don't have to let one comment outweigh 100 quiet wins. Because maybe, just maybe, the encouragement wasn't fake at all. You just weren't used to believing it.